Welcome to another episode of ZedMinds Podcast. Today we have Mr. Michael with us. Welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Feel free.
Yes.
And as always, it's your uncle's favorite uncle. The people's uncle, Mr. Kachiza.
Yes.
The name is well known. So today we are going to have conversations as usual. The only thing that is different about this episode is we have someone joining us for a conversation. So like we always emphasize, we are not here to interview people, we're just here to have conversations. And we are hoping the conversation that we're going to have today is just going to help one or two people out there find something meaningful out of what we're doing here. How does it feel to be on your podcast with us today?
Doesn't feel different because I'm used to having conversations, especially with people like yourself. I'm sure we've had a conversation.
Yeah,
before.
we've had many conversations.
Just the difference is the lighting and the cameras. But apart from that, I'm good.
That's good. And if you know how many people have asked, we should get you on the podcast.
No.
Because of one thing. Say no to married men. Say no to married men. Get him on the podcast.
That slogan has put me in a lot of problems. Yeah. Well, both good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up as well.
So is it because you've got information about people or
not really. I think I've come from a background that's, I won't say happy, but I've grown having both parents there. If I live in my aunt's house, it's the aunt and uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I know my friends laugh at me when I say I've never seen them cheat. I've never seen them. So it's all started from there. You know what I mean? So I like, joking about it. Of course, I have secrets of people, but they never come out there. I'll go with them to the grave.
Yeah,
I'll go with them to the grave.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you are really big on that one.
Say no to married men.
Yeah.
Some have interpreted it differently. That I won't lie. Some have inboxed me, but those that really understand me, some know that I'm probably maybe just joking on Facebook or whatever. But it's something I think that I hold dear.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a relationship, especially in the Christian background,
Mm-hmm.
you are told to stick to one partner, yes?
Yeah.
If you're married, it's one person. So when I say no to married men, it also goes back to even those that are saying yes to married men. The kids that want to go out with married men and spoil houses. Because these so-called baddies have ruined homes.
Yeah.
They've ruined homes, they've ruined families. There are men that have left their matrimonial homes. You hear he's dating someone else. I wanted to say a schoolgirl, but another podcast spoke about these students. So I don't want to.
You don't want to get us cancelled.
Yeah. But those things are things that are happening right now. And that slogan, I actually want to make shirts. But my clients will be the wives to the married men. Yeah, but it's more. Mine is a little bit on the serious side. I really hold that dear to me. Mm-hmm. I know I have friends that are married. I have friends that are very faithful to their wives, and we should be encouraging such things. We shouldn't be a society that talks about it's okay for a side chick, for a man to have a side chick. I don't think that's right. Well, that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
So like to both of you, have you ever had a moment where you posted something on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter? So X now, and then people like took it out of proportion, like this is what you meant, and all those things.
Multiple times I've posted my thoughts on and my views about certain situations, and you notice most of the people that are having a different understanding of what I'm talking about get to go direct in my inbox. And then they start ranting in the inbox.
Well.
That happens, right?
Yeah. But mine is more of you're my friend on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the things that I post on Facebook are broad. I don't have one particular thing that I post. So there are certain people that would come to my inbox. I don't take it seriously because it's his own perception of understanding. You know what I mean? He's the one who doesn't get to where I'm coming from. So his judging is based on what he's just read, not what I felt when writing those things. You know what I mean? But I have had instances where someone will come to my inbox and complain, and especially about the same madmen and politics. Those have really
I don't
put
come to you
me.
about football. A passionate Manchester United supporter.
No, I think the football part I have friends that we joke on that level. But have I ever been inboxed about football? No. That Manu, you've posted something? No. The thing about soccer fans is even if we're in a stadium today, there's a Chelsea supporter here, there's a Manu supporter here. There'll come a time where you and I will actually give ourselves high five and whatnot. That's how football is. I think
People don't take that like
they don't take it as seriously as.
unless. Do you think people? I think people react to things that they relate to.
I think so.
Or maybe like if I say something now and somebody out there feels like, oh, this one
is attacking me.
You know,
I think so.
But I didn't even know that's what you're doing. I'm just talking about something.
I think you've just amplified what I think people get offended if it touches home, if it hits a nerve or something, and you get offended. Maybe the people that have responded think I'll tell their wives or I don't know, but there's just, to me, it doesn't make sense because I'm putting it out there for someone who can read it and say, if Michael had done cheating, maybe a wife who was hurt or left by a husband, or maybe a girlfriend who was left by someone who had a chain of women, you know what I mean? But I don't post it with the heart of hate. Like I'm posting it so that I attack that guy. No. I never do that.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like me, I think a lot. So like if me and you are having a conversation now and you say something, it opens up a certain window that just provokes a certain thought in me.
Yeah.
Do you think we're living in a time where expressing your opinion now has to be more, how do I put this? You have to be like really mindful of how you express your opinion because you have to offend other people just for you to express how you feel about something.
Sadly, yes, we're living in that area. Because there are things that you really have to think about before either posting them or even saying it now.
Yeah.
You can walk in a room and you have friends, but I should be afraid to say it. I should either read the room or stuff like that. But it's a sad reality, which is now causing a lot of people to hold in things and just fight it themselves.
Yeah.
Because you have to be thinking now, wala mbona shani? If I say this, will this one and this one judge me and stuff like that? But I get where I'm coming from.
It's like the thing about, what's this? When you spoke about how like the internet has become a source of depression.
Yes. But before that, I'm just trying to add up on a certain point that Mr. Michael raised when it comes to, let's say, on social media, right? Yeah. You're trying to post something. So something happened to me where there's this moment I was just like, I feel like let me just try to talk about something that is going to be more emotion touching because I feel like a lot of people are going through certain things but are failing to talk about it. So I posted this thing just trying to tell people things are going to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, things are going to be okay even if I was using the word we because I'm trying to, of course, I would even put myself in such a situation. Instead of people getting to get the positive of it, most of the messages I was getting directly were, what are you going through? Don't kill yourself. This is just life. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know? So coming to your point also, why you're talking about the internet being a source of depression, I feel this is because of our age, like this new age that we're living in. What do you call it? Gen Z and Gen A. I don't know if it's Gen Z. Yes, it's like we have been instilled with a certain type of lifestyle already. So it's like every time you're on social media, you notice that there's always somebody doing better than you, right? And you want to do better, but you know a lot of things require time.
Before you go on,
Yes.
so who do you blame for such instances?
For such instances, mostly I get to blame ourselves. I put ourselves first because we accept the narrative that has been now exposed. It's like we've accepted it. Instead of us focusing on what we want to achieve or what we want to do, it's like currently we are doing it for a crowd that is not even watching really, you know.
Sure.
So it's like if I see a friend of mine is doing something or is traveling, in my mind I'm like, let me also travel. You see? Then if I fail to do it, then
You fall into depression.
I fall into depression. Yes.
I would say, personally, I feel like we're exposing people to information at an age when they're not really ready to process that information.
True.
We're having a conversation about how it feels like people that are coming from homes where like they're privileged to have certain things. Right now, we're trying to paint a narrative like people that come from home where they're privileged, it's a bad thing. Boy, so bad. You know, like you,
like a
you
sin
paint that
that,
picture. You know,
yeah.
like, trying to paint a picture like the struggle is actually a good thing. But do you understand how good it is having a parent that is well connected and what you get to do just having those connections around you? And I feel like we're exposing people to an environment that they're not really ready to be exposed to.
Yeah, very true.
If you give a child a phone these days and there are things that they are consuming, it starts to give them a certain picture of how life should be. So if let's say I'm in a position where I'm a parent and I can't provide that kind of a lifestyle for them, you know, it feels like I've had kids go. You've been to the Hustlers University, both of you have been there. I've had kids that have gone. You know what? No, you find a fanny and you think about it. So you find a shine. You know, like your father is doing all these things for you, and you come out and you can actually say,
and even when that person says that, he will get a certain level of respect from either 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to wish, you know what I mean? So the environment also, I think, plays a very, very big role in this thing of depression. And because that same example you've given of someone saying, there are, like I said, there are 3 people that are going to say, he hasn't gotten any handouts from his dad. But we're forgetting that this dad has raised you. You don't know what he went through to pay for your school fees, pay for all these things. After I reached this age, I think that's when I had this conversation with a friend. There's a funeral I was attending. Was it a funeral or a wedding? One of the two. But was saying, no, it was actually a wedding. Was saying, now that we've reached a certain age where we're the ones that are paying our own rent, we're paying school fees for kids, some of us that have kids, we have to pay for our own food. Can you imagine the way our parents, because a long time ago, our parents used to live with 9 people and over. They would pick a niece from this family. Oh, that's how I grew up. Like, you would have cousins around. But our generation has, maybe you just have a husband, wife, and a kid. And we're still complaining. Now you can imagine how they managed. I know things have changed quite all right, but I think it's the same concept that runs around that. There are people that provided for you, and you ought to be grateful. So people like that, I think, Tina, I would really like to have a word with such people.
Because then, like, you know how parents used to raise us, like, in groups? Do you think we've lost that essence now?
We've definitely lost it. Definitely. We've lost it.
It's just you and your kids. Everybody else has to figure it out.
But then again, like I asked him, who is to blame then? Because our parents did their part.
Yeah.
So it comes back to us again. We have homes now. You have someone who you've heard that walikuwa toka Karurushi, The part of you, and you're able.
Yeah.
You have a big home, you have probably a 2-bedroom house, but you know someone. The part of you, you can't call that person. So that whole, the generation, I think, has just switched. The one we're living in is I think, maybe westernized is the right word. We're living in
our culture.
Yes. I respect the Muslims and Indians because no matter how many you are, I've seen Indians that, you've been to Tanzania?
No.
There's a community of Somalians that limbiba wishi wekala pamungu hapa, father, mother, ukukuli, firstborn, nabakashi, nabana, just like that, but they stay in the same community.
I think I've seen that setup of Indians in Lusaka.
Indians, Lusaka, Somalians stay. They don't want family to be wandering around. Yeah. But with us, I think it's pride is also part of that. We don't want to be keeping people, so we've really gotten into. I think it's a very dark space, man. Yeah.
And also I feel like it will also affect the next generation, I guess. Yes. Because imagine a child, you've stayed with a child since he or she was born, na university, and then you come and start introducing him to his other relatives that, this is your brother from...
I don't think that's right.
I don't think like they can even really get to accept it.
Yes. So now it's... This generation is between two generations. The one that just left us, the immediate one, and the one that's coming, which is our kids. Right. So if we do not get things from the generation that passed and hand it over to the next generation, it's over. Trust me, because yes.
We're not passing the button.
No, we're not. We're not. We're not.
But I feel like before I express my feeling, let me first get to ask the both of you. Do you feel there's something we can do about it?
Yes. There's always something that can be done. Okay. Yeah. It's not a lost cause. It's something that if we start working on it and talking about it, I think there's going to be change. I have a daughter. He knows.
Yeah.
I make sure, if not every weekend, she should meet her cousin. I have an elder brother, and I try by all means she should get to know them. If possible, even grow up together.
Yeah.
Because we won't be there forever. You know what I mean? So they should have each other at some point in life. Yeah. But there is something that can be done. There's something that can be done.
I think the fact that we can even have a conversation about it, that's what you're saying, like there is hope.
Yes,
something can be done about it. The only thing now, at least he said his daughter, sees the cousins and these other people.
Yes.
Kids are being raised by phones now. So it's very rare that you'll find a parent being involved in their child's life like that.
And before we go any further, right? Before I forget, there is a lady. She has a daughter. The daughter is a teen, right? The lady must be in early 30s, right? And then she tells me to say, I feel like my daughter is getting into dubious means, right? And I would want you to help me with that. So I talked to this daughter. This daughter says, she's a teen. Yes, she's a teen. What do you think about such a situation? Like, you are saying that most of the kids are being raised by phones. So what's the phone? Find the celebrity they love, miniskirts. Then she wears a miniskirt. Of course, she saw it on the phone that the mother bought her. Then the mother is like, "Fara thing." How can we control that?
Just this week, I was on my way to a clinic. On my way, 3 kids in school uniforms, 2 boys and a girl. In the middle of the road, the boy and the girl stop and they start kissing each other. These are people in school uniforms. Now, you think of this from this perspective. If we're to a school, muri uniform date. Ero mumusemo kwati mule futana abantu. Date. I grew up in a home where human rights are respected, but it depends on what rights are bringing in. This one time, I did something, and then my dad was trying to discipline me about it. Then I go, I know my rights. Then my father said, that since my rights, you get that? We are living in a time where your daughter is trying to compete with you, and when you try and correct them, they feel like, how? Do they really understand, especially when you talk of like a teenage daughter and you're just in your early 30s as well? There's that thing that people talk about saying we never really understood what our parents went through trying to raise us, because they're also just trying to figure out life.
Exactly, yeah.
So your mother telling you, saying, oh, you can't do this. You think she's trying to be a very difficult person, but like it saves you from a lot of things.
True.
Just the other week, the president was talking about what early pregnancies. This week, in fact, all those things that he spoke about, it starts from a home.
Yeah.
I lived with my uncle for a certain period. I had my sister-in-law with us there. She had a daughter, and the one thing that we'd always talk about is these things that bad touch. Oh, this is a bad touch. This is not. We are trying to tell the child, saying like, your man is not supposed to touch you in this way. This is not okay. This is not okay. It's not. You would see that the child would be playing with friends. She's going to come saying, oh, this one is doing bad touch. You sit the boy child down also and you talk to them saying, this is not okay. But kids these days, when you try and say, oh, this is not okay, I've had someone call me a valley, and like, I'm young. Just a valley, you don't know what you're talking about. But do you understand saying, for me to be called a valley, it's because like a certain experience that I've dodged in life.
That I've seen you going same.
So parents will struggle with that because you're outdated. The internet knows what it's doing.
But have you ever found yourself in a situation where you would rather listen to your uncle, maybe from Chingola, than your actual mom? So sometimes, this is what I'm driving. There are times the advice we get sometimes, even from our parents, we tend to see it as an attack. But when someone, maybe an aunt from church, comes in that house, sits me down,
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the way that we decide to counsel people or rebuke people. Not necessarily because I know better, but it's the way that one comes and sits you down and all those. I think those things matter. Yeah. Those things do matter.
Like the passing down of information from generation to generation really helps.
Yeah.
We are living in a time where we post more about depression, we post more about suicide now than we actually talk about it through people.
Yes, that's great.
Like, there's a story on Facebook that I saw last night where a man that manages if Bonanzef killed himself in that space. When we see such things as people on the internet, have you ever had people post like, you don't have to go through this alone and whatnot? But one thing that I've learned now and I'm understanding is that when we talk to people about certain things that we go through, there are people that they give that information to. And then those people give that information to other people. So nobody's really trying to help you get better. People are just having information about you that they can have conversations with other people about.
I agree.
So like when we talk about mental health, I think we've lived in an era, I don't know about you, but where there was internet and there was no internet. I've been in both spaces before.
I have to.
But in those spaces, we didn't really hear much about depression. we didn't really hear much about mental health and suicide,
But suicide, yeah.
you know. But now we are in spaces where we have so much information out there, but we still have people going through all those things. So it makes you wonder, in the space when we lived without internet, we didn't have, you know, like, maybe like we are just not aware about the rate of where people are killing themselves or doing all these things
Yeah.
happening. Why is it that now, when we've got access to so much information, it's a common thing?
I feel like if you are in a dark space and you tap into another dark space, you find yourself falling for the darkness. So what am I trying to say? Let's say I'm going through a lot in my life, right? Maybe I've talked to a few people, and I find out another person is going through a lot. And instead of them trying to treat the situation better, they're also going down the drain with it, right? Worst comes to worst, they kill themselves. It's going to activate my darkness, thinking the only solution is what? Killing myself. So why do I say this? Let's give an example. You're attending a support group, of which is quite few. I feel like we need a lot of support groups within our let's say the town. If it's in Dollar Town, we need at least a support group. The thing is, let's say you're in such a situation, you're having a conversation with someone, then the same person you're talking to is also going through stuff. Then you hear they killed themselves. And then maybe that was a safe space for you initially. You would feel like, I think they can know for today, you know. I feel like that's what the internet is doing. Because why do I say so? There are people that are going through stuff with the internet, and then they get to bond with other people going through the same stuff. Now you hear your friend died. You are the one who knows what he was going through. You get my point. So I feel like that's why this rate of suicides
But
and
maybe
all
before
this
we
stuff.
even run to blame the internet, there's a lot of good also on the internet.
Yes, there is.
You can have heard stories where people have actually gotten out of dark spaces because of the internet. So I don't blame the internet 100%. It's certain things that we keep removing from society and it becomes normal. I remember when I was in grade 8 to 9, at the school that I was going to, they had guidance and counseling. That was just that. That was the job of that department at that school. It's guidance and counseling. Either you're going through, they would pick out teachers who are good at that.
Yeah.
I don't think I know of any school that still has that. Now, maybe,
So currently, the government has made a law that every school needs to have that.
it should have, because and that's a good move, because I feel these dark spaces they start from very young.
Yeah.
So if they are not uprooted from the bottom, as they grow, it becomes a problem. So it's good that government has decided to do that. But now we had these departments that are just solely, that's their job. It's counseling. If they see that be lelo, but today maybe his shoes are not as clean and what, they would target that person and what's going on at home. I remember there's a teacher I had in grade 8. A best friend of mine had some issues at home. I think the dad was beating him or something. She offered to come to the home. That's how serious those things were. You know what I mean? But now it ends at, are you okay? Yes, I am. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Sure, boy. Yes, I am. And it ends there. There's no follow-up. There's no, we don't read behavioral patterns. You said it before, you post something on Facebook, maybe you're trying to encourage someone, but people come at you again. Hey,
And I feel like you're trying to.
hey, why are you, is everything okay? And that has happened to me before. I've posted maybe sad posts twice or 3 times. You just see, hey, is everything okay? I'm okay. It's just a feeling. And these are things that people go through. Killing myself? No. I have lost friends that through suicide. And I was one person, let me tell you a story. I was one person who would never attend a funeral for suicide. Like someone kills, I wouldn't attend until 2 years ago when I lost a friend of mine. That he was close to me, very, very close. We were working together. It was business. But when I heard the reason that he took his own life, and we sat down with my other close friends that are close to him, we were like, how didn't we catch this? You know what I mean? Like, how didn't we read that this guy is going through this? And it was debt. He owed quite a lot, but these are things that even he comes from a very good family. He came from a very good family. If he had explained these things, I tell you the truth, the parents or brother or sister would have jumped in.
Yeah.
But we feel if I ask help from so and so and so and so, so instead in they were chusha what, and it ends there. So we should take deliberate steps. If I see Kachiza is not doing fine, if I see Michael is not doing fine, take deliberate steps that should make sure that the person that is going through that dark space knows that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Because those are most of the reasons I feel alone. All those
Very, very true. I feel like there should be some sensitization on how to handle such situations. Like, for example, let's say I was going through deep, then someone comes in my DM and starts mocking me for the post I made. I would feel ways. So it's better we sensitize people on how to approach certain people that are going through stuff. There are people that post it publicly. There are people that post it in form of a joke. But I feel like we should find a way that if you notice someone...
How best do you think we ought to... let me phrase it. How do you think we should tackle such things as society? Especially in a space of workplaces, communities like town. Because very few people can watch this podcast.
Yeah.
But a lot, if an artist was to talk about it, they'll be like, fair man, you know what I mean? But he hasn't come in your home, he hasn't. But just because of that, how do you think we should tackle that?
I really feel like talking more about it and reaching out to enough people as we can. Let's say if I can reach out to 6 people effectively, I'm pretty sure, yes, effective. I'm pretty sure those 6 people are going to reach out to their circles also, because the more people get to know that, there is always a way that we can solve this problem, yes, then we are safe.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. The problem is, people want to have that impact, like, with 1,000, why do you for
No.
But people do not really understand the importance
It's
of building
effective
blocks.
communication, that's what matters.
Yeah, like
so out of the
blocks.
1,000, maybe 2 of the ones that I've heard. It happens in churches as well, where the pastor will say, come to the altar. Of course, there are hundreds of people that have heard your word, right? But very few will take that step and say, let me go to the altar and do all those things. So it takes effective communication, not just communication. We have this. The Ministry of Health does it. We have a lot of billboards that says, hey, not to suicide. Say, all this. They are there.
Yeah.
But it's how effective is the message? How many people are we reaching through that message? And it's getting worse, if you were to ask me.
Yeah.
Because even before I came, there's a nurse that killed herself. Is it in Chipata?
Yes.
You read that one?
Actually, I was talking to someone who knew her.
You see?
Was actually doing it to know what was going on.
You see? So it's still happening. Cops are shooting themselves.
Yes.
This is where I'm at the point where, like, I'll tell you this. I don't trust people with guns. No, like, for real. Maybe it's because I watch too much TV.
Okay.
But when you look at how Americans like, actually, in the in my mind, I'm like,
Yeah, shoot.
did I check these people? We are in the name of Tifa.
So you see, Kachiza, it goes back again to what we were saying. How many police officers are screened to understand their mental health? Mental health is branded these days as a sickness. It's not it's if you say you're going through something, people will label you got waripena or stuff like that. It shouldn't be like that. It's just a state of your mind. We are human beings. There are things that trigger us. There are things that people in uniform need to also reach a point where before you give someone a gun, you should know what this person is either going through, what's happening at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There should be effective communication. There's a lot of people that have shot themselves. There are a lot of people that have taken doom. There are some that even go as far as I paya first family yakwe, all I paya. So those things are all mental based, and we ought to. I'm telling you, it's quite it's a space that we really need to look out for and take very keen interest in it.
What are your thoughts about therapy?
About
Therapy, people going for therapy.
again, when you tell someone to go for therapy, I 100% support therapy. I think if I had a way, every human being right now should go for therapy because there are things that we've all gone through that we've bossed it out. You know what I mean? We've gone through it, but it happened, and you continue with that. But there are a lot of things that have affected us. Not today, not tomorrow, but even 2 years. Chintu chachitike maybe 10 years ago. Olo chile kuchita affect. If I had a way, therapy it should be mandatory, especially in schools now, workplaces. They should have spaces that accommodate therapy. But again, community now sees therapy as he's going through a lot, that pena, stuff like that. There's a little bit of what's the word? The community hasn't yet accepted it. There's a lot of stigma. That's the word I was looking for. There's a lot of stigma with therapy. We haven't received it as well. Maybe it's the way that is being put out, but I don't think we've received it. But we do need therapy. We need therapy.
What are your thoughts on therapy?
Exactly his thoughts. I think. No, let me be honest. Let me be honest why I say exactly his thoughts. I'm one person who is public, even to the people that know me. I told them we all need therapy. Like for real. I don't know if it was you I was asking. Like I do any therapist in Dola? Was it you?
Yeah, there's a thing like going for therapy.
I wanted to know where I can find a therapist.
I'm putting them out now since I'm giving them a plug. In Kanini, there's what's the name? My phone is charging. I'll share it with you. Then maybe you can put it on whatever. But there's a school in Kanini. Yeah, Kanini, and have they moved from town center? There was one in town center. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know whether they went to Chifubu or something. But the one in Kanini, I'm very sure of. So they do rehab, they do therapy, they do all these things related to mental health.
Yes, because you know why I say we all need therapy. You know, life has not been all good for everyone. You know, there's always some past trauma. Mostly, I notice it with many people that I mingle with. It's like when you're trying to maybe come up with a certain program or anything, they like using a certain way to say, I feel get up with. You get my point? It's like they're revisiting a certain past and they don't want to experience that sort of a thing in future. That makes me get to the point to say they've not healed from whatever happens to them. Should it be maybe past trauma, maybe family or friends or elsewhere, maybe relationships also, you know? I feel like many people need to revisit and clear out that darkness, because what I believe is the more you tend to keep the things that draw you down in you without getting to solve them, I believe
So you never come by. I reached a point where I'm talking about sharing now, but I was one person who was in a bubble. I wouldn't share anything with anyone, especially after my dad passed. I wanted to do things on my own. I felt if I share, maybe also because of the way I received certain advice or whatever, But I don't blame people that keep it to themselves. It's society that has made them keep it to themselves. If there are people that, those that know me know that I'm an outgoing person. I talk a lot.
Yeah.
So if you see me quiet, those that know me will be like, who you? But if they tonton kanyampo, you know what I mean? So we all have that space that for someone to remove us out, there should be something that has happened. It should be a deliberate aspect that should make me come out of that bubble. And things that happened along that space that I was in, that very dark space I was in. I didn't want to commit suicide, by the way. No. But there's a certain period in my life that I just, like everything to you is not.
Nothing is making sense.
Of course, you go for work, you look for money, but above that, there's just nothing. It's like you're a human being who's just going each day. You're just until we encounter deliberate people that are willing to say, hey, sit down, you have seen there's something wrong with you. What is wrong? You talk about it. You, of course, you refuse to talk about it 1, 2, 3 days, but you'll be like, maybe he cares, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you eventually start opening, and it's like that. These mental issues, suicide, and all those things are not it's not something that just happens there and then. It's a gradual process.
Yeah.
I've heard people that have been in therapy for over 2 years. You watch movies, there are people that come from the army with a lot of scars. They've been put on a program maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
Their job is to go to therapy every single day. And the American government pays for those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we need to get to a point where we stop talking and doing the action. You know what I mean? Because we've spoken enough, we've talked enough. We should now start taking action. If you notice someone is going through so, get some interest in that person and see how best you can help. It might not be you. Maybe you know someone. Hey, boy, you know someone who's going through something. Whatever ko Kachiza. Because again, people are afraid of talking to someone who they're familiar with.
Yeah.
That's why therapy, you don't know that person. So people open up to people that mostly, not all the time, mostly they open up to people that they don't know. So you can share, are you able to talk to him? No problem. And we'll move like that. Yeah.
So now, before we wrap up, away from all the wise things that you've said, that is too much.
Apart from therapy.
Yeah, apart from all the wise things that you've said.
Yeah. It's gone political. No, I'm not standing for anything. I don't think ever. I think I'm a little too emotional to hold public office. I hold it too close to my heart. I've worked with former MPs, ministers, what. I don't think I can be in a position they are in. They are stronger people than I am. I'm a little bit emotional when it comes to things like that. That's why you see those posts. If someone is not doing their job, I vent. But I would rather, if I was blessed to ever be in such offices, I would rather, if he stands, I'm behind him. Let me tell you why. Most of the people in offices don't have people that will tell them the truth. They have people that, honorable. Even if he's doing nonsense and he's not doing, it's honorable. So they don't have people that will rebuke them. They don't have people that, the people that I've worked with, thankfully, have acknowledged my input and have heard my, if it's not making sense, then we sit down and say, Michael, if you didn't, tafidi so. Those that have taken my advice have taken my advice. I wouldn't stand because of I'm emotional. Maybe one day, but for now, I think the political space is a little too toxic for youth. Maybe let me use that word, toxic for youth. I know there's a movement that's going around that youth should start participating, but ourselves as youth are not yet ready.
We are not, yeah.
We're not yet ready. Cooper is your friend, huh?
Yeah.
It's a friend to the podcast as well. He's posted something about Youth Day today. You've seen that?
No, not yet.
If you're online, just check that and read it. Then you see how we should be thinking as the youth. If there's a post that is written, if you're able, just read it as well. He posted it talking about youths being used as political tools. What the older political people forget are that youth are innovative, youth can work, youth are creative, youth are talented, so they choose to numb all this either through to my handouts, say ka 50 kwacha, go follow this, what, ka
Nice people
100.
receiving million in my neighborhood.
You see?
And like, gee.
So those are things that get to me. Like that's why I say we're not ready as youth as well to take up very important roles, because we still want to be used by these older politicians and whatnot. But I'm not standing. Are you standing, sir?
Not now. Not now. But
Not
eventually
now.
we'll get there. We have to go to Parliament.
No, we should.
Even State House, it depends.
We should. It's these such conversations that should be able to lift up that kafaya, even if it's small. The kafaya should be there that one day I don't see my country going this side. Maybe there's something that I can do to help. But as we are waiting for we just wait. That's our generation. We're just waiting. Since tapalofi achitire sentumufumyepo tuleterepo na umbi naye no we put in another one, and we're forgetting that we're growing and growing. So to answer your question, no, I'm not standing.
You're not standing.
I'm not standing.
Interesting conversation.
No, thank you.
Interesting people.
Thank you for having me.
No, interesting people.
Thank you.
Anyone that
for
would like to know me, to have, like, after you, who would you like to see on the podcast?
for you to have on the podcast. There's a very bright mind that I have. His name is Phil Mkwande. I'm sure you know him.
The lawyer.
The lawyer.
Nice, interesting. Like, that would be an interesting goal, because I've got a lot of questions.
I'll force him. If he refuses, I'll force him. But that's one of the people that I've appreciated in my life. That has really helped, even in me being able to have such conversations openly. He's quite a brilliant mind.
And when you think about it, the conversation we're having on our way to town about how prison is for the poor and the rich never.
Those are things that you should ask him. I'll give him. I'll talk to him about it. Then maybe tell you now to give him a formal invitation.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's quite a brilliant mind.
Okay. Yeah. So for those that are watching, the beautiful space here, we're at Moka Moka. Also try to do it, because like my name is...
Huh?
Tell the people where we are.
Where you are.
Oh, where we are. I'm sure they can see in the background. Okay, all right. So we are at Moka Moka for today's episode. It's such a beautiful place. There's so many beautiful flowers. I'm a botanic guy, by the way.
Guys, ambience. Have you seen the ambience here on so one and the fish are there and the pole.
They have food, they have drinks, they have a very beautiful space to take photos. It's a nice place.
So please, what road is this? Airport Road.
What road is this?
What road is this?
The Gamma Short Drive.
The Gamma Short Drive.
Just after Northern Command in the tower.
Command.
Actually, yeah.
The funny thing is, people pass here and they think, "About Shafi, you talk about."
I actually passed, went all the way. Then I saw the gate for the army. I'm like, it's not here. Then I came back again.
There's a nice place in here. So please feel free to come through. Come and patronize them, as we always say. Just come through here. They have everything. Food, drinks, plants. Get the plant people here.
Yeah, I told you I'm a botanic guy. I even know their names.
Yeah.
No, thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Good to have people that are taking such conversations very seriously. For
And
once.
you know, we're the first people in Ndola
That's good. That's good.
that are actually
If not the
just
copper
doing
belt.
this. In fact, the
If not the
Copper
copper belt, yeah.
because we are here, everybody else has moved to Lusaka. So
Yes, so
actually,
everyone has moved to Lusaka. The one that was in Quito wasn't dealing in such. It was more of what do you do? It was more of an
Interviews,
interview.
yeah.
But it's good to have people that you sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Rather
We
than-
appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Are you giving shout outs to people today?
Today, give a shout out to Mr. Michael for the great message that he has just shared with us.
Thank you.
Shout out to Mocha Mocha for giving us a space.
Shout out to Metro.
Metro!
Metro Lusaka.
No, Metro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
him.
that's Metro.
It's Metro.
That's
Him.
Metro. They go in the car. That's Metro jeans.
Shout out to
God will never do it.
I got shy.
Metro jeans. God.
Shout out to Metro.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Thank you.
Ah, wait so much that it offends. I don't know if you did.
Cheers, brother.